Today we want to look at animal rights, video 9. There are 10 in this series of videos talking about animal rights, pedigree, or aesthetics, and do animals have a right to a set quality of life? That's our final debate, the question, and we're making statements. We're already close. We're going to look at facts today and practice the if-then circle. So, let's get going. In debate, connections are important. And we've practiced, and you've got your rebuttal done already, you've got your opposing ideas, and maybe everybody should already have their set arguments and support already finished. To make your argument, you should understand the connections. And in the next chart, list your argument, facts, and ideas. There are at least 10 in the book, and if you have more, facts. But here are just basic facts. Not references, just basic facts. What facts are for and which match against? This takes everything you did before and puts it into very precise, line-by-line ideas. In the book you have 10, here we have 4. And if you have more, that's fine. But just facts, basic facts. And this is a really good sheet. If you bring it to the debate, it's really quick facts. So if you hear something, you can find it quickly. It's a good reference material. Now, this doesn't have the references. You need to understand that. And if you're writing, you use what you wrote last time. You write it all out, and you keep this as a backup facts, because sometimes the facts you have are not the opposing facts. What you have on this list and your opposition, you might have different facts. So you need to have ideas that are similar, because everything will be similar. They aren't exactly the same, so you have to have very quick facts. Make it like a quick facts idea. And so this is really good if you go into the debate. You have a list of facts that you wrote out, very simple, easy to read. The opposition brings ideas to you, you can find them, and you have already the opposing argument that you want to use. You can never have enough facts. But having a little cheat sheet like this makes quick reference. Remember, we talked about references. Now we have facts, and you put them together. When you go through the debate, you have these pieces of paper together, and you're speaking from your paper. The opposition, they're going to oppose, they're going to present, and you're going to say, here it is. And this is my opposition statement. Nothing is ever the same. What you think is, these are everything, it's never everything. And so you have to be prepared for something you don't know. And if you have something that's easy to follow, you put it there. It's easy to hear and find. Okay? You have that. You have to listen and follow the facts as you find them. There, okay? Because when you make your rebuttal to the opposition, you have to focus on what they said and your response with some support issue. It's very, very important that you do this. Arguments also don't work in reverse. You can't go back once you've said something. You speak something, you can't put it back in your mouth. So you have to go forward. In English, this can be done using the if-then idea. We have a little graph coming, and using the graph organization that you made before, using the if-then, helps you practice that little bit, the facts for and against, very quick, if-then, then. It just puts the facts that you put in that in the previous slide, you put all those facts together, and you start speaking. If this is true, then that is not true. If this is true, then this is not true. If this is true, then this is not true. If this is true, this is not true. It's a true and false. It's not true and false. It is not true. Doesn't make it false. Just because it's not true doesn't make it false. True and not true. Okay? And so using that before using the if then will enable a more efficient answer, and it's great practice because you have to think about the whole cycle and move to the next person. Okay? And you want to follow it through until you can't do it anymore. Confusion and stress come from not being able to finish the then in the sentence. If this is true, then this is not true. But that's not always the way it happens. If this is true and that is not true, then if what is untrue is true, which is, then this has to be untrue. So we want to move through the arguments that you have. You have 5 people or 4 people, whatever people you have in your group, and you want to work through this, and you say, if this is true, then that is not true. The next person says, I disagree with you. If that is true, if what you said is untrue, if that is true, then this has to be not true. So then you look at all your support ideas and you try and do it exactly that way. If this is true, that is not true. That's the first person. The second person says, I disagree. And everybody disagrees and finds new support, new ideas to prove that what is untrue, if that is untrue, then this has to be true. But it can't be the same argument as the first one. Everybody has to have a different true. So that's why you do the facts for and against. Because you put the for and against into the if-then idea. It's not complicated. If this is true, then that is not true. In the for and against, if for is true, then against is not true. I disagree. If against true is true, then for must be untrue. Use different arguments. You all have 10, at least 10. Do it. Okay, so let's look at it. Many points may be made, and most are not relevant. It's easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to go outside your focused target, okay? Stay focused. That's why you do this. Stay focused. That's why you put that statement right in the middle, because everything has to reflect on that statement. The team must be ready for these to refute and bring the argument back to the core point. Everybody, opposition, you have to watch for it. They're going to make this little side trail. They're going to go outside and get off. You have to bring it back to the center. You have to say, that is not true. I disagree. Blah, 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 blah. And bring it back to the center. Bring it back to the center. Everybody wants to go off on these little wild trails. You want to bring it back to the center argument. You can say, you are not addressing the issue. That is not what this is about. It's about, and you give your support. That's why we practice this. If there are 7 there, I like 7. There are 7 there, you can, keep going around until you have no more arguments. And practice until you decide everything has been argued. Make sure that if you have new ideas, you write them down, because now is the time for new ideas. You're getting close to that, let's prepare for debate. You don't want to be writing a lot more You want to just read. You practice that. You read what you wrote last time. You made the paragraph. You read your statement and be prepared for if then. You can do it. I know you can do it. It's not like it's hard, but it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of hard thinking. You have all the information. You have all the research that's already done. Now you have to learn to speak. You have to learn to think more like debate. And that's what this will help you do. What are some side issues? Think about that. What are side issues? What are little issues that are not about this, but maybe about the topic, but not about your statement? That's what you want. Many people will talk about the topic. You can talk about the topic forever because it's a big topic. Remember that umbrella? That umbrella is very big now. But you want to stay focused on the statement. That's what you want. This week you practice your arguments. It's really great. How did you do? Did you get the circle worked through? When you go back to your class, you can do this. Remember, disagree. Challenge, challenge, challenge. You want to get in that mind of challenge. Disagree. I don't agree with you, but you don't just disagree. You have to have some support, and you will win any argument, and you will win the debate. You have begun to practice and think. It's never enough. Do you feel ready? Maybe more ready than you were before. That's great. Video 10 is coming. That's the last one in this series. Let's see how we finish.